Hi everyone, it's Crystal and welcome to card 3 in my 2013 Halloween card series. So I'm starting off here with a stamp set from Studio 112 that I just picked up from Joann's, and I'm stamping it with some StazOn ink onto some watercolor paper. And now what I'm going to be using is my Magical Micas that I had bought probably about 3 years ago from Lindy's Stamp Gang. Now I'm putting some of the Magicals into this palette, and then I'll put some water into it. And just let me know, I'm doing, in my opinion, I'm doing this wrong. I should have sprayed the water first and then added the Magicals. It just makes it for less of a mess, but that's not how I did it. So I'm just mixing up the colors here and making sure they're at the color I want it to be. So the orange here was a little too light, so I had to add some more Magical to it. And I'm just stirring it around and making sure, like I said, the color is where I want it. I'm using a very fine tip paintbrush, and I'm just going to go in here and very quickly and very carefree color in this image. I like little images like this, and I like the Magicals for stuff like this because it's a no fuss, it's very easy, and it only takes a few minutes to do. So as you can see here, I went out of the lines a little bit, but that's completely fine. It's almost like a watercolor look, and I just really like it that way. So I'm working on the background here. I did the top part green, and then the bottom part for like the dirt, I did it in the copper color. And I'm just, like I said, spreading out the color. What I'm going to do here is, after I'm done with it, as you can see also, I did get a little bit of the orange into the green, but I just feel that's completely fine. It just added more character to the image. So I'm just going to go ahead here and hit this with my heat gun and dry it up. And after I get it completely dried, I'm going to take and die cut this. So I'm just using a circle die cut that I have, piece of washi tape to hold it in place, run it through my big kick, pop it out. It's done cut, very simple. And as you can see there, I was trying to show you the shimmer that's on that. Now I'm using a A2 card base, so it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I'm using this paper from My Mind's Eye that I just picked up from Michael's this year as well. So I'm just going to go ahead here and cut down to size my pattern paper. And I'm cutting down for the inside as well. So, okay, I'm just deciding on how I want this to lay down. And I decided that I wanted a border to go around the image. And I'm using my Walnuts Distress ink from Tim Holtz. And I'm distressing all my edges, as I usually do when I make a card. And now I'm just playing around with the orientation and decided that I wanted to add some black and white twine to it. And I am terrible at tying bows, so this is the way I came up with doing it, and it worked for me. So I took and I wrapped around that twine 3 times around that piece of cardstock. And then after I got that down there, that's when I just tied onto my bow. And trust me, this is not a great bow. I'm terrible at tying bows. I'm trying to get better at it so they can look somewhat decent. And then I just took some glossy accents and glued that piece down there so it wouldn't be sticking up all the time. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere that strip to that bigger piece of cardstock there and adhere the image to the frame and put the cardstock onto the card front. And I tried to get it on there straight, but I screwed up and it was making a really big mess, so I just left it there, cut the extra off, and just cut a new card base. And I finally got straight on that time, so, well, somewhat straight. So for the image, I'm using some pop dots to give it a little bit of lift off the page, and also because I wanted it to sit over top of the twine, so pop dots should work better for that. So then for the inside of the card, I quickly cut out a circle. And I decided to match the outside of the card. I just used my Magicals again and just colored in the top and bottom pieces. and hit that with my heat gun to dry it. And I'm going to stamp on this again, so I wanted to make sure it was completely dry, and it wasn't. So after I got it dry, I'm going to distress those edges again. And then after I distress the edges, I'm going to get a paper tray ink stamp, and I can't remember what the stamp set is called. Sorry. And I picked out a Happy Halloween sentiment and just stamped that right onto there. And again, I'm just going to adhere everything and arrange everything pretty much the same way it is on the front, on the inside, and that is going to be the card. Oh no, wait, I did. I used this enamel accents from Ranger, and I added 3 dots in each corner of the card. So that is the card. I'm trying to show you a close-up in regular speed here so you can see it better. But I'm also going to include some photos, some still photos of the card after this. So stay tuned if you want to see better photos. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day. Bye.